Thanks for tuning in to another episode of the GO Show here on News Channel Nebraska and Columbus News Team. I am Grant Otten, but you may or may have not already known that. If you want to check us out on Twitter, Columbus NE News, that's Columbus News Team, Columbus NE News, or follow us on Facebook at columbusnewsteam.com. And the Facebook page, obviously, just Columbus News Team. But also, we are on TV. So if you're watching this, you can watch this on YouTube, or you can just watch it on TV, News Channel Nebraska 48, or get it on Roku, News Channel Nebraska Columbus under the Roku, but get an antenna, get a Roku. Check us out. Great sports coverage. Brandon Axman, John Kipper, alongside myself, are just all over the place, trying to get all these sports covered and get area schools a little bit of that coverage, especially those small towns. One of those small towns is Boone Central, who's actually sending 2 players to the Shrine Bowl, and Keaton Henry and David Hansen. So an exciting, I guess, announcement here for those of you Cardinal fans of Boone Central. Newman Grove, who get to send off a couple players to this all-star type game, and just kind of a good experience. Keaton Henry, one of those guys, top target for the Cardinals in 2015, hauled in 24 catches for 472 yards and 2 touchdowns. And I know the 2 touchdowns things seems deceiving, but it's always been my experience that you have 2 types of receivers. You got a guy who's going to do just a lot as far as workload for yards, and then you're going to have a lot of touchdown receivers. You're going to have specific guys that can literally score almost every time they touch the ball, or for some reason every time they catch the ball, it's for a touchdown. And the other guys who just seem to get a ton of yards but can't get it into the end zone, or just aren't down catching balls when they're in end zone type situations. So Henry, kind of one of those guys that did a lot of work, did a lot of that leg work for the team, getting a lot of catches, 472 yards. Excuse me. It is a really good number of yards. It's a really good season, and very impressive. Congratulations to him as well as David Hansen, who was a force defensively, 35 tackles, and 9 of which of those for a loss. So congratulations to those 2. That's just exciting news to have a couple of strong players from Boone Central heading off to go compete in the Shrine Bowl, which is a good experience, which I'm sure they will probably remember for all their life, to get a nice T-shirt. And I know a lot of guys that I played with throughout college that played in the Shrine Bowl and still rock their Shrine Bowl T-shirts. You see guys rocking around with those that played in like the 70s. So congratulations to those guys. As far as Columbus goes, Jake Boss is the lone Columbus player heading to the Shrine Bowl, and I was kind of curious to see when the announcement, I guess, or the list came out, who from SCOTUS, that state championship team, was going to make it to the Shrine Bowl pick. And some of that could have been from guys potentially declining offers. You don't have to go to the Shrine Bowl if you get the offer. So they may not have accepted an offer, but as far as we know, it's just Jake Boss. Now, before we get into anything else, Jake Boss, over 1,000 yards rushing on the season. This was their 3rd state title this year in 2015, and he averaged over 9 yards a carry and scored 16 touchdowns, which is an impressive season. You look at some of those other guys, I think, that could have made the Shrine Bowl from SCOTUS. Bailey Pelster would have been a guy who I thought was on the edge there. Cole Harrington, as far as an impact player, would have been a good player who would have competed well in the Shrine Bowl, but a lot of times they don't play those impact players, or those impact players don't always get picked, because you need a little bit of the stats to back you up as far as getting into these all-star games. That's a big key to that, even if you are a huge impact, and a big reason to why the team wins here or there. Just in any situation, a lot of times you're going to need to have some stats to back you up, unless you're sitting potentially on like an NFL stage or a college stage where people are analyzing you week in and week out and can identify that you are that impact player with maybe not as high a stats as maybe somebody else does. But in high school, that's just not the case. Even though you have a lot of teams, like we're all over the place covering as much as possible. We obviously don't pick for the Shrine Bowl, but when you look at somebody like the officials for the Shrine Bowl, then they're just not going to know those kind of things. So I think Cole Harrington would have been a valid pick if he would have got in there as well. And they have a couple Dotson I don't think would have made it just for the lone fact that he wasn't a starter and he was behind Boss. So, even with his pretty solid stat sheet, I just don't wouldn't have saw him becoming a pick. And a couple other guys as well. They had some good receivers, but they didn't utilize that much. So it's hard to say you give those guys a pick as well. But it was exciting to see Jake Boss, one of the running backs from that strong SCOTUS team, make it to the Shrine Bowl. So that's going to be fun. I think as far as Columbus High and Lakeview goes, Lakeview had a couple of strong players this year. Of course, when you look at the record overall and maybe the success rate as far as their individual stats across the board, probably not quite high enough to get yourself into something like this, to get yourself into a Shrine Bowl. And Lakeview is as well. You got to see some success, some form of success as a team, I think. And definitely when you get to the college and pro levels, your team needs to see some form of success for individual awards to be handed out. And that is, I think, a case here as well, because the Shrine Bowl is going to look at teams that see a little bit of success, and they're from those teams, a little bit to a lot of success. They're going to look at those teams, and then they'll pick out of those top stat marks who they want to compete in something like this. And then, of course, Columbus just didn't have a strong senior class this year. They had a couple players, a couple seniors that did some really good things, and a lot of those kids were fun to watch. But once again, as far as stats go, just didn't have quite enough. So it'll be interesting to see how these teams develop. I think Lakeview and SCOTUS and Columbus High all have kids that potentially next year or the year after could compete in the Shrine Bowl and get taken to this next level. So it'll be exciting to see how this new year comes out. Schedule's coming out Wednesday. Today's Wednesday, recording this. You guys are going to see this on Thursday or on weekend if you watch it on the weekend replay on NCN 48. But football schedules are coming out today, so I'll be excited to see what those are. I know some of the teams. I saw Kurt Frenzen had tweeted his out a little bit ago, and it's just it's exciting to get a head start on next season, even though football, as far as NFL goes, obviously Super Bowl just concluded, so football season just got over. If you go on Twitter, you can see Kurt Frenzen put theirs up for the next 2 years. You got Milford, Dorchester, Norfolk Catholic, Fort Calhoun, O'Neill, and Boone Central Newman Grove to start the season, and then SCOTUS, GICC, Adams Central, and Ord. So I guess that's a quick look at the 2016 schedule. We will be right back in a little bit. We're going to talk to Samantha Beal, former Columbus High golfer, currently golfing at Nebraska Wesleyan, and is, I believe, ranked second in the GNAC right now. So I'll check on that statistic again, but she is ranked second in the conference, and she's doing very well. Very talented golfer. We're going to talk to her after the break. We got another special guest coming on in the third section, if we can get him on the line. So just stay tuned. We got a good show ahead of us. I'm Columbus News Teams at Grand Otten here on News Channel Nebraska 48 or on Roku, Columbus News Team at News Channel Nebraska. So be sure to check us out online as well as on the TV station. I'm Grant Otten. Check me out at C&T Grant Otten. We'll be right back after this.
Hi, I'm Joe Steffi.
And I'm Michelle Steffi.
And we would like to invite you to our new dealership now located on East Highway 30 in Columbus.
We are ready to meet all of your automotive needs.
So come and see what makes us different. Gene Steffi Ford now on East Highway 30 in Columbus.
Life is about doing those things we love. And when something happens, you risk that connection to those things. It's about the path you follow to recovery, to return to those things that bring a smile to your face. When it comes to physical, occupational, and speech therapy, rely on the experts who combine compassion with excellence in rehabilitative services. The path of personalized, comprehensive, and innovative care to get you where you want to go is at Columbus Community Hospital, specializing in making a difference.
Our economic future depends on tomorrow's skilled workforce. Dream it, do it. And Central Community College Columbus is here to help young adults find careers in advanced manufacturing and related businesses. Visit dreamitdoit.com for more information or tour the Central Community College Columbus campus.
Welcome to Ernst, one of the largest dealers in northeast Nebraska. With 8 acres of new and pre-owned cars, trucks, and SUVs. At the new Ernst, we're doing things differently. Tired of haggling? Tired of back and forth? Let us show you how easy it can be, and we never charge stock fees. Finding the vehicle you want at the best possible price is our priority. We know you can shop anytime or buy anywhere. Shop Ernst, East Highway 30 in Columbus.
Ever wonder where those mysterious spots and stains come from? Call your local Heaven's Best carpet and upholstery cleaning technician. You can enjoy life, and we'll clean it up.
Heaven's Best Carpet Cleaning, the cleanest carpet you'll ever see.
Heaven's Best. You've tried the rest, now try the best. Call George at 402-564-9060 or on the web at columbusne.heavensbest.com.
Hi, I'm Dee Hansen. I'm the Marketing Director, and we would like to introduce you to Bank of the Valley.
Community-minded, family-centered, measurable relationships. When it comes to your business, agriculture, and personal banking needs, trust Bank of the Valley.
We're obviously a locally owned bank, but we're also a bank that's very involved.
The most important thing is when you walk in the front door, everybody knows your first name. We are small town banking with all the modern conveniences.
Bank of the Valley in Bellwood, David City, Platte Center, and their brand new location in Columbus.
Central Community College, investing in you. Academic transfer, business, health, and technical courses all available at a fraction of the cost of a university. Small class sizes for an enhanced educational experience. Get started on improving your future. Contact Central Community College Columbus campus.
Welcome back to the Geo Show here on News Channel Nebraska and Columbus News Team. Joining me now from Nebraska Wesleyan, formerly from Columbus, someone I've known for a while, Samantha Beal. Sam, how are you doing?
I'm doing pretty good.
We had some technical difficulties, so we're doing the beginning of this part over again, but that's all right. So let's talk about this again. So you guys are in the off season right now, and I guess something probably a lot of people are curious about is how you stay in kind of golf shape, keep your technique strong during the off season. Can you kind of go over what your off season regimen is again?
Well, it's on our own, so a couple of us girls, we always go a couple times a week just to get a club in our hand. We have an OptiShot system, so we get to, it tells us our, club face and everything, and so we can, work on our swing during the off-season.
Is there a specific club or anything like that you were working on from this past season that you think you want to improve more, or something that you really thought maybe was a weakness in the fall that you think you can improve on in the spring? And have you seen any improvement in any of those areas?
I got 2 new clubs actually last fall, so over the winter it was my driver and my 3-wood, so I'm trying to get more consistent with those 2 to hopefully be better for this spring.
Well, I just saw I happened to see your dad the other day, and he said he got the chance to go out and play with you a while back, and he said he was almost mind-boggled by how well you guys play from as far back as you do on the tee box. You guys play pretty far back on the tee box compared to what maybe people think, and he said your driver's looking pretty good, so I think that's a good measure of maybe where you're at. But I guess for people who don't really follow college golf or don't maybe know how it works, it's different than pros and it's different than high school. You guys have kind of the 2 seasons. Can you kind of explain how your seasons work in college?
So with Nebraska Wesleyan, we're NAIA and a Division III school, and so we play in a GPAC. And so both seasons are our main season, and so in the fall we have 2 conference tournaments, and then in the spring we also have 2 conference tournaments, and then collectively over all 4 tournaments, they add up all of our scores, and whoever's the best out of all 4, the best team gets to go to nationals.
Very cool. And you guys are sitting at second place right now, correct, as a team?
Yes.
So how do you feel, and are you tied with Mount Marty College? You guys just have second straight out?
we're tied with Mount Marty.
Okay, very cool. Well, how do you feel your chances going into this second part of this season? Do you think you guys have a pretty strong chance of pulling in that first place and getting that national bid?
Well, actually, with this year, we added a team to our conference, so the top 2 teams get to go to nationals this year. So we have, if we keep our place, we have a great chance of going to nationals.
Yeah, absolutely. How do you feel as an individual, because you're tied at 4th right now? What do you think your chances going into the second half of the season? Do you think you have a chance to maybe step up and make a leap for that, even if it's not a big leap, a leap for that top spot and kind of finish at the top of the conference as a sophomore?
That's the ideal goal, but there's some incredible players that have been doing this so much longer than I have, but just to keep my spot at 4 would be an incredible honor.
Well, it's obviously impressive that you're as high as you are, and as just a sophomore, did you think coming into the season that this is a place that you were going to be at this point, at the halfway mark?
I actually had no idea. I had a rough start to the beginning of my fall season, and we had our 2 conference tournaments at the very last, and so I just came out with the last 2 tournaments with my 2 best scores of the fall season, and I was just shocked.
Well, and another thing I think it's kind of interesting, or I'm curious about, is when you talk about a lot of sports, you talk about football or some of those, the rate of play, obviously, the in-game pace of play has a big difference when you get to the different levels. Is there a big difference, I guess, in the style and rate of play when you moved from high school to college?
Yes, it was. I love college golf. I love high school golf, but college golf is better just because you're playing with girls that are the same talent level as you, and so you play the same. You get to hang out and talk more on the course, and you have more, and it's more laid back than high school. So it's just a lot more fun, and you just play with better players. So you just get to see the different styles of play.
Well, one of those players that you're playing with is Kelsey Marshall, who is also doing very well right now. Do you get out? Do you like to play with her because she's sitting at the top of the rankings there too? Do you guys go out and maybe kind of keep it competitive out on the golf course when you get the chance to practice?
Oh yeah, it's always a friendly competition. Never take it too serious, but she's been one of the greatest influences I think I've had. And so just seeing her play and her mindset on things has helped me grow as a player to do my set and be okay, well, this is how Kelsey took this shot. I should maybe think her way and do this shot this way. And so just having her as the older person on the team has been amazing.
Yeah, it's always good to have somebody, I guess, to kind of learn from and take those skills from. That's good that you get someone. I like Kelsey Marshall to kind of take those notes from. When do you guys kind of get back to playing again? And are you guys just kind of essentially wait until this snow melts off before you get back outside?
Oh yeah, when they have the nice days, but there's still snow on the ground, all of us girls are just itching we just want to get out on the course and play. But it'll start at the beginning of March. We'll go on spring break in Florida and play a couple tournaments down there. And then we'll be inside for a few weeks, and then season will start.
Very cool. So is the Florida stuff, is that all exhibition for the most part then?
Or
is that won't obviously count towards your conference, or will any of that come into play moving down the line? No,
it's just not fun. We play a team down in Florida. We play a tournament, so just for ourselves, just to have a little fun while in college.
Yeah. Well, there's nothing wrong with that. I got to ask you, when you practice, I know you obviously know Matt, my younger brother Matt. He likes to listen to music when he golfs and stuff like that. Do you have any rituals, or do you like to listen to music when you practice, or do you have any superstitions when it comes to pre-match rituals or anything like that?
We always. My thing is, I love practicing with my team. So we listen to music on the range, but when it comes to putting and chipping and the more mental things of golf, we all take it pretty serious, and we always have a really good practice the night before. We never go out and play, but we always work on the fundamentals of golf.
Well, Sam, I want to wish you best of luck as you move forward in the season here, and it's getting a little warmer, so hopefully you guys can get out there soon. And best of luck down in Florida. Thanks for joining me today.
All right, thank you so much.
All right, that was Sam Beal. Want to wish her best of luck as she moves forward in the season. We will be right back with more sports action right after this. It's the GO Show. I'm Gray Otten, News Channel Nebraska. We'll see you in a bit.
Our economic future depends on tomorrow's skilled workforce. Dream it, do it. And Central Community College Columbus is here to help young adults find careers in advanced manufacturing and related businesses. Visit dreamitdoit.com for more information or tour the Central Community College Columbus campus.
Hi, I'm Dee Hansen. I'm the marketing director, and we would like to introduce you to Bank of the Valley.
Community-minded, family-centered, measurable relationships. When it comes to your business, agriculture, and personal banking needs, trust Bank of the Valley.
We're obviously a locally owned bank, but we're also a bank that's very involved.
The most important thing is when you walk in the front door, everybody knows your first name. We are small town banking with all the modern conveniences.
Bank of the Valley in Bellwood, David City, Platte Center, and their brand new location in Columbus.
Life is about doing those things we love. And when something happens, you risk that connection to those things. It's about the path you follow to recovery, to return to those things that bring a smile to your face. When it comes to physical, occupational, and speech therapy, rely on the experts who combine compassion with excellence in rehabilitative services. The path of personalized, comprehensive, and innovative care to get you where you want to go is at Columbus Community Hospital, specializing in making a difference.
Welcome to Ernst, one of the largest dealers in northeast Nebraska. With 8 acres of new and pre-owned cars, trucks, and SUVs. At the new Ernst, we're doing things differently. Tired of haggling? Tired of back and forth? Let us show you how easy it can be, and we never charge stock fees. Finding the vehicle you want at the best possible price is our priority. We know you can shop anytime or buy anywhere. Shop Ernst, East Highway 30 in Columbus.
Hi, I'm Joe Steffi.
And I'm Michelle Steffi.
And we would like to invite you to our new dealership now located on East Highway 30 in Columbus.
We are ready to meet all of your automotive needs.
So come and see what makes us different. Gene Steffi Ford now on East Highway 30 in Columbus.
Central Community College, investing in you. Academic transfer, business, health, and technical courses all available at a fraction of the cost of a university. Small class sizes for an enhanced educational experience. Get started on improving your future. Contact Central Community College Columbus campus.
Welcome back to the GO Show here on News Channel Nebraska and Columbus News Team. That special guest I was talking about has joined us on the line. Special for very many reasons, because he made things very interesting throughout my college career. I'm having to go against him on a regular basis. Former Wayne State safety and future chiropractor Austan Pomajzl. Po, what's up, dude?
Not much, dude. What it do?
it do what it do. And work is busy as usual, and I know you're very busy with school. How's things with life and the studies going?
Oh, just on that study grind all day, every day.
Well, what I'm curious about too, and I talked to Justin Coleman a couple weeks back about this, but we kind of got into the conversation of life after football, and you're one of those guys that went through quite a few, I guess, injuries and that kind of thing throughout your career. So I guess what has life been like for you after football? And since you're almost kind of, it's like your special now is dealing with the body, with the chiropractic and that kind of thing. But I mean, can you still feel the injuries and stuff from college, or do you think you've kind of recovered?
As far as injuries from college go, the ones that really stuck with me are the ones when I broke my fingers. I broke my finger. I had a couple spiral fractures in a couple fingers, I think junior and senior year, and I'll be working with my hands. I'll be hands-on chiropractic, so something like that, it still sticks with me. I still get a little sore when I use my hands and make adjustments and whatnot, but I mean, as far as everything else goes, I mean, I'm just getting old nowadays.
I know my big deal always was because I always tore up my ankles, and you probably remember that as well. But I always busted my ankles, and so and knees obviously too. My knees are always sore just from doing lineman type stuff. So I'm kind of over that now. But every now and again, when I'm working out, if I'm doing like squats or something, I can still kind of feel that soreness, or if it gets cold. Do you get that when it's like winter? Do you ever wake up and just kind of feel those joints are like?
Oh yeah, always aching. Always aching, especially when there's bad weather, like when the pressure changes outside. Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Still get those.
I guess what is your? So you kind of mentioned your fingers. Do you think that would be your worst injury, or what was the worst injury you think you've had throughout your, I guess, athletic career?
The worst injury was probably when I blew up my shoulder on a hit. I tore 2 of the 4 rotator cuffs, my infra and supraspinatus, and then I tore my labrum all the way through, and I fractured the head of my humerus all in one hit. It was against Augie. It was that big old hit I had against Augie.
Yeah, right over the paw.
Oh, yeah. Yep.
That's still
that one tore up my shoulder.
That's still one of my favorite hits, too.
Oh, it was huge. It was worth it.
How was that? I mean, you didn't have to sit out from that. We kind of did. You end up in that was almost 4 years ago now since that hit.
Oh yeah.
85, but
yeah.
Didn't you just have to like kind of wrap that up, or what was the recovery time?
Yeah, they double soleed me, and I didn't. So like a solely sleeve, so it just kind of it held my shoulder in, and then they ordered me like some special shoulder pads. So like every time I hit, it like would disperse over my whole rib cage and stuff.
Yeah.
And then I didn't practice again that year, but I didn't miss a game. So maybe I'll restart.
Can you explain? There's probably people watching or listening that don't know what a Soli sleeve is. Can you explain? I mean, I've worn one myself, but can you explain what a Soli sleeve is?
It's like a neoprene or like a kind of like a tight rubber that goes over your shoulder, your affected shoulder, and what it does is so your rotator cuffs, they hold the glenohumerus, like the glenohumeral joint, intact. And so what the Soli sleeve does is it holds your humerus, which is your arm, into the glenoid cavity, which is your shoulder joint. And so that way it restricts your motion, so you can't get all the way around because it's a universal joint, so you can't go all the way around. But you get a little bit of motion, and it just stabilizes the joint, essentially.
And I remember Mitch Montgomery used to wear a couple of those too, or at least he did when he was playing too. Those braces do not. They probably look. I don't know. Even if they probably look comforting from the outside, but I know when I had to wear like knee braces and stuff, it was not a fun experience. So were the Soli sleeves kind of a similar deal?
Oh, it was the worst. So and it's like really tight around your chest, so you run out of breath a lot sooner, a lot easier.
Yeah.
And I mean. And like you go up for a jump ball, and you expect your arm to be able to reach like the high point of ball, and if you have a Soli on, you can't extend over your head.
So as far as working out and stuff, now that I know what we were talking about. I was talking to Coleman because he tried out, did some NFL stuff as well. I gave it like a week try, and my body couldn't take it. It was too much injuries and stuff. You tried out as well. I know you had some lingering injuries that caused some issues when you were going through the whole process as well. How long do you think it took you after football was over, and after that process was over, to like fully kind of, I guess, be closer to what you call maybe back to normal or feeling like a regular basis?
Oh, it took a while. So, like, when I went down to Arizona and trained, I mean, like, I was all into it and everything, and then I got a call. I actually got a call from the Broncos, which is crazy because they just won the Super Bowl.
Mm-hmm.
And then when that didn't pan out, it took me, I took about 4 months off, and then I realized that I need to get on with life after football, and so then that's when I applied for chiropractic school. I kind of always wanted to go that route, and so I applied and got in, and then October of that year, so after that summer, that October is when I went to school, and then, I mean, getting back to normal, once you dive into 30 credits, you really get back to a student real quick.
Poe, I appreciate you joining me and chatting a little bit about, staying swole.
Anytime, dude.
All right, that was Austan Pomajzl, the biggest safety ever to play football in Wayne State, at least, for sure. I'll say that. So I appreciate Poe joining us. Thank you for joining us. You didn't get to see the whole Poe interview, but you go to the website and you can listen to the full thing, listen to it in its entirety. Poe, an awesome guy to talk to, so you make sure you listen to that. He's a fun guy to listen to. But we will see you next week. News Channel Nebraska, The GO Show, Columbus News Team, and St. Grant Otten. Follow us on Twitter and Facebook at Columbus News Team. We'll see you next week. next time.